All right, guys. So looking through the news today, it came across that apparently a John Wick television series is being talked about being made. Of course, it's not in the works yet. There's no script. There's nothing being done. It's just an idea that's floating around. Um, However, this is something that's really interesting to me because I loved the original movie. The first movie was so great. I thought Keanu Reeves brought back that action star that I knew he could be. You know, as corny as Speed may have been, he was still great in it. Maybe his acting, his accent, all that just wasn't all that great. However, him as an action star was very believable. And then, of course, The Matrix. I mean, who doesn't love the at least the first Matrix? There's somebody out there, or there's nobody out there, I should say, that can say I didn't like any of the Matrix. Keanu Reeves was amazing in that. He so believable as the character Neo. And for a while, we didn't really see a lot of that. You know, there was a lot of time where he wasn't really all that great in the action scenes. Um, 47 Ronin, I mean, Ronin, however you want to pronounce it. That was okay. I didn't really care for it that much. I actually thought it was kind of boring. The fight sequences in there were not all that great. I've seen better from, Keanu himself. Street Kings as a cop, and it was just okay. There were so many just okay movies out there that Keanu's done. Then of course he had all his romantic comedy, or not comedies, but just romantic dramas. So this was a great thing to see. John Wick coming, or Keanu Reeves. I mean, he is John Wick now, so Keanu Reeves coming back, being John Wick in this series, it's so great. I've not seen the second one, but all the early reviews that I've seen of it tend to say it's much of the same. It's all the action you want that came from the original, but even more. All the great lines and everything from the original, but even more. It's just more of the good stuff. It's just more greatness, which is really good to hear, because I really want this to be successful. I think this is a great character. All the interviews I've seen from Keanu Reeves, he seems to really enjoy playing this character. Now, if they do a television series, I don't know how well that would do. This story doesn't really seem to me as something that can be done as a weekly series. If they do a television series, it has to be something like a short series, something like Band of Brothers kind of thing, where it's just a few episodes, but not like a long series. Just a one season kind of thing. I think that would be great. However, if they do that, they're going to have to tone down the violence, unless it is like an HBO or Showtime, one of the premium channel shows. Basic cable, none of that. They're not going to be able to give you what you want from a John Wick movie or from a John Wick story. On top of that, I'm not entirely sure we can get Keanu Reeves back for a television series. They would probably have to change it. I mean, again, going back to something like, Wesley Snipes loved playing Blade. He loves that character. He loved doing that. But he wasn't ready. He wasn't really wanting to do a series. So they had to replace him for the television series of Blade. And it turned out to be garbage. It was terrible. It was boring. The actor they used just didn't, nothing against him. He did okay, but it didn't seem like Blade. It was something completely different that we didn't really want. And I think that's another one of the problems. If we do replace Keanu Reeves, I don't think it would be as successful as it could be. On top of that, is it something that we're going to watch this and say, I was right. I didn't want this show, and this just proves that I don't want it. There's been times like with The Walking Dead. I've been a fan of The Walking Dead since the comics first started. When the show started, it was something that I thought, I'm not sure I want this. Is it? I don't know. But then I watched it. I was like, okay, I'm all on board. I'm on board completely. Think it's great. So it can change your opinion by how well the show performs. If we don't use Keanu Reeves, if we don't use some of the characters that we know from the series, from the movies, I'm not sure this is going to be a successful run, and it could be something that kills the steam of the John Wick movies. I don't want that to happen. So until now, it's just in talks. There's nothing in the works right now. There's no script. There's no screenplay. Nothing. There's not even talks of what network it would be on. So again, this is just speculation. This is something that was just said in passing during an interview, and apparently the studios really like the idea. So it could be something we see here in the near future, but if not, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with just the movies. I'm okay with Keanu Reeves continuing in these movies. I think they're fantastic. It's the action that you want. It's some of the comedy. I mean, I remember laughing my ass off during the first movie uh, when the main guy is talking to his son. You know, the mob the mobsters, and it's just hilarious to see how John Wick gets fucked with, and then these these monsters are afraid of him. They're like, "Damn it, why did you mess with him? You know, this is the one guy you don't mess with." And again, they're messing with him again in the second movie. And I mean, I haven't seen the movie yet, but just from the trailers alone, it looks like just more of the badass action sequences. John Wick is a kung fu master with a gun. You know, it's going to be great. All the reviews I've seen, again, they seem to be praising this movie. So I'm excited to see what this movie brings. I'm excited to see if there's going to be more of this movie. I don't want it to get too much. I don't want to get it campy. I don't want it to be just a long. I don't want to see like John Wick 8 and it's just okay. I've seen enough. Um, but for now, this is still something very exciting to me. If becomes a trilogy, I would love that. One more movie, one more, and that's it. No more. Just 3 movies and end it. You know, I love it when movies can do that. When they can just give you one movie, maybe 2, and end it, and that's it, and that's all you get, and you're done. I love that. I don't need a forever running series, and that's why I'm not really excited about this television show idea. They do the show, they're probably going to do more and more and more unless it doesn't do well. And if it doesn't do well, then it just kills the steam of John Wick. So it's either going to do well and they're just going to overdo it and it just loses uh, what the idea of John Wick was, what the character was, what the story was. It loses its charm if it becomes too much of the television series. It gets overdone, and then it kind of just waters down. Um, so just let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like this idea, if not, if you agree it's not really the best idea, or if you think you're really excited to see what they can do with the John Wick television series. So let me know what you think in the comments. Like this video, unlike it, then like it again. And please subscribe, and I will keep you guys updated on just hearing their news on movies, video games, comic books, anything. So thank you guys, and I will see you later.